afternoon, everyone. Let me wake y'all up. This is a great occasion. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. There we go. On behalf of Mayor Matt, Assemblywoman Linda Carter, Commissioner Rebecca Williams, President Steve Hockaday, my council colleagues, IT Department, Communications, Signal Division, and of course, my staff. I bring you greetings on this beautiful afternoon. To the constituents, friends, and family of the late, great Albert Steele Mills, I want to extend a special welcome. I want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the renaming of the corner located at Prescott and South 2nd Street. It is truly an honor to recognize the late Albert Steele Mills for his incredible contributions, including his boxing program, dedicated community service, and invaluable mentorship of young men. I emphasize his boxing program because boxing instills discipline. And sometimes that discipline is exactly what it takes to guide a young person away from the streets and keep them out of trouble. To honor his legacy, we'll now move forward with the program, followed by the unveiling of the street sign. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to read the proclamation. But however, first of all, we're going to have remarks from Commissioner Rebecca Williams, and then followed by her. If Steve Hockaday is not here, we're going to have one of my council colleagues to come forth. And then after him, it should be Director Admin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rebecca Williams, one of the 9 commissioners from the County of Union. I am here to bring greetings on behalf of the Commissioner Board, and I want to thank Councilwoman of the 4th Ward, Terry Briggs Jones, and the Mayor and the City Council for putting this event together. I didn't know Albert Steele Mills well. I only knew him when I stopped by the school district, but he was always a very warm, wonderful man, and he is part of the League of Champions here in Plainfield. You know, we know that he has made history. We have other, I'll point out Shadow there, Harold Knight, but we know that Plainfield produces champions. I'm very excited to see this unveiling because it's always wonderful when we see Plainfield celebrate our own. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Councilwoman of the 4th Ward, Terry Briggs Jones. But this is a wonderful day, and congratulations to the family and to all of you who were friends of Steele Mills and the rest of Plainfield. Thank you.
Okay, if the council president is not here, we're going to have Councilman McCray to recognize our council colleagues real quick.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to hear that, and I know Albert Steele Mills would like to hear that also. On behalf of President Steve Hockaday, who's in transit right now, and should be here soon, I'd like to say thank you to Council colleague Terry Briggs Jones for sponsoring this resolution to have Albert Mills recognized for the great work that he's done here within the city. Many people know Albert, but I got to know him because he was my neighbor for quite a few years. And we used to have many talks. And that's where I met Mr. Cathcart through Mr. Albert Mills, who introduced me to a lot of individuals here in the city. And Albert was truly a man that was dedicated to the city, to the youth of the city, to his family, and to all. So everyone here, we should be giving Albert one big round of applause for all that he contributed to Plainfield, not only his personal contributions, but his contributions as a citizen, which exemplifies what we all should strive to do. And that is give a positive impact on whatever you do and make it. With me today, I have my council colleagues, Richard White of the 2nd and 3rd Ward, Councilman Robert Graham of the 1st Ward, and we all know Councilwoman Terry B. Jones of the 4th Ward. So it just gives me great pleasure to stand here and to be a part of this renaming in honor of Albert Mills, this street. And we should just all just say a prayer for him and his family, that they will continue to walk in the light. And to his family, don't grieve, Albert. Think that you have now an angel watching over you somewhere up there to help guide you in the path of righteousness.
Okay, I know they said the council president is on his way, but we're going to curve this program a little bit. I'm going to have Harold Shadow Knight to come say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Definitely it's an honor and a pleasure to just be involved with naming Prescott Steel Mills Place. As everybody know, this is where we was raised right here, the 2nd Street Youth Center. It not only raised us boxers, but it raised basically all of Plainfield. Am I right, Brother Lenny? Yes, sir. So, you know, it's an honor to be here and just be. I didn't plan on coming and saying any words, but once again, I speak through the heart. Yes, sir. I'm just happy to, Steel Mills not only was a big brother, but he raised me. It's so funny. I started on the team before him, but he ended up being the coach. That's how good he was. And not only him teaching, but all the positivity that Mills exuded. All the positivity and the good things that Mills gave to people. Mills was a giver. Mills was a giver. Yes, sir. And, he's always going to be in my heart, and I'm sure he's going to be in a lot of other people's heart. But one thing for sure, we're always going to have Steel Mills Place right here. Yes, sir. Right. I want to thank Councilman Briggs, all the council people behind me, Steel Mills Jr., Ms. Zabita, City of Plainfield, the mayor. I want to thank everybody. Once again, this is just the beginning. Take care.
Okay, as we move right along, I'm going to
I'd be remiss in not introducing this one brother. This brother right here, he's not only a fighter as a boxer, but he fights for everything. And this is Brother Zaid Muhammad. Come on out here, Brother Zaid Muhammad. And this is John Blackwood's nephew.
Family, it's good to be home. I haven't been in town other than for a funeral here and there in years, and I just took a long stroll from the train station and looked at how some things stay the same and how some things change. And all the memories we have in this space, I'm trying to keep from getting emotional. But I'm supremely proud to be from this town. I'm really proud of y'all to keep moving the legacy and the energy and the dignity and the creativity of this town. And I'm proud of my brother. I had the honor of having Jeff Ferguson and Albert Mills whooped my behind every day for about 5 years. That's right. Not everybody can take those behind whoopings, right? And Damon and Harold was our baby in the gym. Out of this space here, all that chiseling and hard work went literally all around the world, representing this town with dignity, with class, and with a whole lot of courage. Anybody that had any encounters in the fourth square with Plainfield, they know they had to go to war, right? So I'm just proud and thankful, right, that we have this sense of memory, historical memory in this town, because it's important. I've been in Newark most of my years in recent years. In Newark, Newark we did this, and Newark we had the 67 rebellion. I said, man, let me get you started on the Plainfield rebellion. I'm looking at my little brother here, we just lost his father, who was our go-to man in this town for so many years, on so many fronts, right? Okay? So no, I'm just proud and just want to say, on behalf of my old man, our teacher, John Davenport, my father's baby brother, thank you, thank you. Make my funk to be funky, like our funk uncut.
Okay, we're going to take a pause for the calls, just real quick. All of you all that was under Albert Still Mills and a part of the program, please, I know you already stand up, but please, we want to recognize you. Please, raise your hand or something, those that were in the program. Please, we want to recognize you. Even if you sit and stand up, we want to recognize you. We don't want to miss out on anyone. We want to make sure that everyone is recognized. Before I go into the proclamation, I'm going to have Albert Still Mills Jr. to come and speak to you for a minute.
Peace and blessings, family. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the city of Plainfield for honoring my father. My father was a strong pillar in this community under the great training of John Davenport. They set their sights on making a name for my dad in the boxing world, and they never hesitated to bring Plainfield team along with them. As you can see, many of those boxers are here today. My father's contributions, dedication, and unwavering love for the city of Plainfield is a testament to the strength and the spirit to this great city, and is a legacy that he passed throughout his family. I want to give special thanks to Councilman Terry Briggs Jones for personally recognizing my father's legacy. Your kind gesture not only honors his memory, but also highlights the importance in our community, service, and profound impact that one individual can have on the lives of so many others. It means the world to our family to see my father's work, dedication remembered in such a meaningful way as the street name in Albert Still Mills Way. And I want to say, to my family, the Mills, the Nelsons, the Knights, the Austins, all the ones I can't name, it's a lot of them. I love y'all. We got work to do. We got to keep our money in our community. That's the main thing. Ain't no love lost to nobody, but we should be able to see our money circulate a couple of times. That's what we got to do. That's the main goal, is to keep our money circulating. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. I appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to have our council president come say a few words, and then after him we'll have Commissioner Vic Webb on behalf of the Board of Education.
Thank you for having me here. I know my council colleagues were already introduced. I had to navigate through traffic, Route 22. You know how that can be. But this is a wonderful honor for a man a man amongst giants. I certainly also want to give a shout out to Terry Briggs Jones, because she certainly was the one on the council making sure that this got done. And it was awesome how it happened. I don't know how people watch the meetings and so forth, but she had actually sent me an email suggesting this very thing. And that email, when I saw it, I thought it was a great idea, and it slipped down my email a little bit, and I did not take immediate action on it, right? But we were at a meeting, and she raised it right at the meeting. And I was like, well, we intended to do it anyway, let's get it done. And it unanimously passed the municipal council when the councilwoman brought it up in the meeting. So that is a move that takes courage, it takes conviction. She showed that at that moment, and it is the reason why we are here today to honor this great man. So we're here on the corner of 2nd and Prescott. If you know Albert Mills, you know there's probably a few other streets that you can name after this man. He wasn't just here in Plainfield, he was on other sides of Plainfield as well. But this is the appointed place where he will be recognized, immortalized. His name will be shown so that future generations of Plainfielders know the name, right? It needs to be in our history books, because just like we need to, his junior said that we need to circulate our money in the community multiple times through black businesses. We also need to make sure that we teach our history. Yes, sir. Because if we don't do it, who will? If people in Plainfield don't know who Albert Mills is, who will? How are we going to get it outside of Plainfield unless Plainfield knows what the deal is first and foremost, right? So this is just it's a ceremonious step right here, but it's one that we're happy to take, and one that we hope continues to expand his name, to continue to be spoken, so that it'll be even known outside of Plainfield what great man he was. So thank you for indulging me, and we look forward to the renaming of this street.
Thank you.
Okay, Director Abner just arrived. We're going to have him to come and say a few words. You're on the program.
Good afternoon, everybody. Most people know I'm a West State kid. I'm a little bit younger than obviously Albert Still Mills was, and my good brother over here, Hal Shadow Knight. But the memory of these men in this building, who were young men at the time, boxing, representing the town, doing what they had to do, it had a lasting impression on us younger brothers who were a few years behind it. It made us aspire to do greater things, to look for other things to do in life, to leave our mark on the city of Plainfield. Brother Mills was, obviously did great work here, but his professional life, everything that he did with high school, wonderful, wonderful man. I'm happy that the mayor and obviously Councilwoman Briggs Jones decided to honor him today. It's a great honor, like the council president just said, and I don't want to stand in the way of the program, so I'll make my words short. But I appreciate us honoring men from Plainfield with things like this, because the councilman just said it. If we don't teach our history, nobody will. And there's a lot of greatness here in our city, and we need to make sure that that is shown to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have Commissioner Vic Webb speak on behalf of the Board of Ed.
Pardon the stage. First, I want to give honor to God for bringing us together this afternoon to celebrate the life of Albert Still Mills Sr. On behalf of Board President Hane Wyatt and the rest of the Plainfield Public School Board, I'm here to honor his memory and also be present for this street naming. I would like to read a few words that I crafted. Albert Mills Sr. was an employee with the Plainfield Public School District for 28 years. His role, many of us knew him in, was a security guard, which means he was responsible for securing the students, faculty, and the campus. After attending high school, he soon came to realize his security position in the school extended to the entire community and ensured our safety, whether through speaking to opposing young men and women when they had beefs or had local quarrels, or to speaking to parents about the things that their children were doing that they weren't aware of, and the things that were going on in their homes. He did it in a respectful way. He came from a viewpoint that most parents could understand and not feel like was intrusive. Mr. Mills saved lives. Though through what was probably, although he forged his memory and part of his legacy through boxing, I was able to meet his son through basketball. Growing up in my era, a lot of young men didn't participate in boxing, they participated in basketball. And we grew bonds through visiting the community and playing at local parks and high school together. Later on, through what was probably the most trying time for his family, was losing his son Malcolm. How he changed, how he handled that moment historically changed Plainfield. People saw an unnecessary tragedy handled publicly with grace. It forever solidified an example of forgiveness that I had to use later myself when I lost my son. Out of that tragedy was an annual event, Fathers Against Guns picnic, that most community realized was a cry for help and to stop violence, and it lasted for many, many years. There were not incidents taking place in the streets of Plainfield. There were also book bag giveaways and haircuts where Albert Mills Jr. traveled back after he moved out of town and still gave back to the community for many years along with his family. I'll never forget that. It was through service that his legacy was carried on and will always be remembered. This naming may be at this location, but the name is carried through every block by the people he impacted. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas Albert Steele Mills was a distinguished and respected member of the Plainfield community whose life and legacy have left a lasting impact on generations of residents. And whereas Mr. Mills was known for his unwavering dedication to public service, his commitment to civil rights, and his work in fostering unity, progress, and opportunity within the city of Plainfield. And whereas in recognition of his extraordinary contributions and deep-rooted ties to the neighborhood, the city of Plainfield seeks to honor his memory and legacy in a lasting and visible manner. And whereas the governing body of the city of Plainfield finds it fitting and appropriate to commemorate Albert Steele Mills through the honorary designation of certain streets that hold significance to his life and work. Therefore, be it resolved by the governing body of the city of Plainfield, County of Union, State of New Jersey, that South 2nd Street and Prescott Place shall hereby be designated in honor of the Albert Steele Mills now way. Be it further resolved that appropriate signage shall be installed to reflect this honorary designation, and that this resolution be recorded in the official minutes of the city of Plainfield as a restatement, as a restatement to Mr. Mills' enduring legacy, adopted by the unanimous municipal council of the city of Plainfield. That's Honorable President Steve Hockaday, Honorable Vice President Darcella Sessoms, Honorable Robert Graham, Honorable Julian Cherry, Honorable Richard Wyatt, the Honorable Charles McCray, and the Honorable Terry Briggs Jones, Councilman for Ward. Thank you. Right. We're not going to be long, but we sure going to be strong. So with that being said, right behind me is where we're going to pull the rope. And we're going to ask that his children please come to the rope, and the dignitaries, and you all can gather around behind us.
One, two, three. Come on.
Pull, 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 pull.